The demo is going to be live. Typically in these presentations, as you know, we have a handful of slides. We go through all the information and content together. In this case, we're just going to jump into a screen share live demo. And I hope to have you be a little interactive if possible. Now, while we're doing this, what to watch for, what is being input into the system, household income, zip, be mindful of that. Next up, how we choose the plan or what we figure out as far as a good plan offering. How I explain it might be different from any other agent, but again, it's completely up to what sounds good to you, what makes sense to you, and how you can present this to a client. And then obviously how we move on to enrollment. With that being said, we're just going to jump into a live demo. Let's see if my screen share works appropriately here. Okay, excellent. Looks like the screen is being shared. This is the quoting dashboard on HealthSherpa. I did not show you how to get there just for the sake of protecting my personal client's information. But in general, you log into HealthSherpa, it is going to be up on the right-hand side of the screen, and it will say quote on exchange. You can quote off exchange, whatever you want to do. For the sake of this presentation, we are quoting on exchange. Now, this is where I would hope someone can be maybe a little interactive with me. Will someone give me a zip code? Perhaps where you're at, and I'll just take the first one that comes into the chat or the Q&A chat, whatever you have access to. I'll hang out for a second here. There we go. We got one coming in, it looks like. 77449. Thank you, Doug. All right. Looks like we are in Texas. Okay. So taking this from Doug, we are now in a Texas zip code here. We will run through how this would work. So you'd obviously ask your client their home zip code. If they live on like a border of a county, typically another box will pop down and you will choose which county it really is. I know like in Houston area, depending on what zip code you put in, it's going to throw out three different counties. Make sure you're choosing the correct county. Biggest reason is these plans are county specific. Now, next up, we will be looking at obviously the personal information. So we'll say it is a 35-year-old female, no tobacco usage, not eligible for other coverage. Whoops. And she is married. We'll say to a 35-year-old male. And we'll say they have one kid. They've got a 3-year-old little girl. Okay, we have now input their household information. Again, this is pretty um, surface level. You don't need to get a lot of information for a quote. So if you're meeting with and quoting individuals, it doesn't have to be very in-depth. You don't even have to ask for the date of birth. You can ask for current age, whatever you're most comfortable with. And every client's going to be a little different. Pretty much everyone's going to give their date of birth, not a big deal. So if we scroll down, these are plan pricing. This is with no premium tax credits. So what we need to do to get a solution for that is we need their household income. We'll say Miss Johnson does not work. She's staying at home with the little one. We'll say Mr. Johnson makes about 40K a year. We'll say 50. Okay, making 50,000 a year for this family. That puts them at a estimated savings of 1,249 per month. They also get what's on here, a cost share reduction. A lot of people don't understand what a CSR is. The CSR, if that pops up on an application or a quote, that is only eligible for silver plans. A cost share reduction, I'll show you what it looks like with and without. This will lower things like max out of pocket. This will lower things like deductible, but it is only applicable to silver level plans. So as we scroll down, I'll show you what I mean. So household income, 50,000, 3 members in the home, in the state of Texas, as mentioned. We can get bronze plans at $0 per month, it looks like, with the premium tax credit. Excellent. Lots of choices for a bronze level plan. Again, these are bronze level, so there's going to be higher deductibles, higher max out of pockets, a little more, call it a gap in coverage, but still a great option if your client wants this plan. Now, one thing I highlight to every agent that I show these kind of solutions, plans that say a percentage after deductible mean the client needs to hit this deductible before they have copays, or in this sake, coinsurance. So these clients, if it's not a preventative care, they are going to have to pay the negotiated rate between the insurance company and the facility. Now, this is a big misconception. I hope someone's learning something. This is not the uninsured rate. If you just didn't have insurance at all, this is going to be the negotiated rate between WellPoint and whatever in-network facility this client is looking into. The reason I bring that up is because some people say, "Oh, so what's the point of getting insurance if I have to hit this first?" They're still getting some sort of aid just by having the plan. So the reason I bring that up, for the sake of a plan like this, I typically don't recommend these plans to individuals. I like plans that have day one copays for the predictable nature of, if I were to go to the doctor the day the plan goes effective, that's going to be my office visit copay. Can these plans still be a good solution for some? They can, but I just want you to be aware, anything after deductible means this plan has to hit that first. Anything that just does not have an after deductible means, obviously, those are day one copays. Now, if you want to get into a little more of the details, or if you're doing a screen share, you're meeting with a client in person, a great way to visualize this